So I'm live in the BeLivers group and on YouTube. I say welcome to the broadcast. Now this is your broadcast. This is your chance to ask any question you like about live broadcasting. I'm just going to close that down and confirm that comments from the Facebook post will appear in BeLive. So welcome and thank you for watching. And if you've got any questions today, then please do ask them. The more questions you ask, the more questions I can actually answer. I've got a plan B, which I'll get to in a moment if needs be. But for the moment, welcome. I just read a comment on a post by John Singley, which is very interesting. I'm checking it out. I'll probably let you know more next week when I find out exactly what's happening. But he had support told him something was on the way, and I just need to verify that before I can actually mention it whilst live. Now, one thing that has happened in the course of the last week is that there have been updates on BeLive, and there are 3 updates, and I'm just going to remind you of them. Now, the first one was on live selling, and I say hello to Chris. Chris, thank you for joining me. And Chris is in Antwerp in Belgium and becoming a good friend, and enjoyed broadcasting together. And I'm chatting with one of her friends in the interview next week, which I'm arranging at the moment. And say hello to, oh, this is fast moving, I like this. And Kenyon, nice to see you. Thank you for joining me today. And to everybody who's watching from the studio, I can see the 12 of you actually watching. If you want to comment, please do. I'll show you comments on the screen and hopefully be able to answer your questions. Back to what I was saying. Live selling or live sales, as it may be known, is the ability to sell whilst you're live. But lateral thinking, it also works for all of us, whether we're selling or not. And I'll show you for why. If I go over to my live selling section, and I scroll down and go to shows, I'm going to bring up on the screen next to me this. This is my good friend David Burrows, and he is live. And you'll notice that as soon as I brought that up on screen, it posted the link. Yeah. So if I want to use live selling simply for promotion, not to sell anything, I can set up my live sales so that it actually brings it up on screen and also drops a link into the comments. Now you see that that actually worked within a group. So if you have upcoming events or just want to send people to the website, I'll show you that in a moment, you can use the live selling feature, which allows you to put a description. So this is the show with David, and I'll go so you can actually see the full thing. And I'm going to change, because I was surprised this has worked. So let's just change over for a moment and apply that. There you are. That's the right format. This is the show with David Burrows, and by virtue of bringing that image up on screen, it already posted a comment in the live comments giving you the link to the show. Now this is a replay, so you can actually go and watch David's replay, but it does mean that we've got another avenue, another way of quickly getting a link into the comments, so that you could, throughout your show, talk about several different things, and then when the time is right, bring them up on screen and you get a link in the comments. I'll explain that again later because we need to see it a couple of times. So over to D, and D is saying, hello Stephen, many in the BeLive community have asked what brand of mic others recommend. So do you use a mic during live streams and what brand? Well, D and I had a chat earlier, and it was a pleasure to meet on BeLive. I have a gear list. I've got an Audio Technica microphone, which is, the details are on the gear list. I'll post a link to the gear list afterwards, but a microphone is important. The quality of the sound is important throughout your broadcast, because we all know that people start off watching you and then their attention wanders and they go and watch another page, and they go, what's the word I'm looking for? They go surfing the web whilst they're watching you, but they're listening to you. But they'll only listen to you if your sound is good quality. Now, I've got an Audio Technica microphone, which I'm going to move close to me. Hopefully you can hear me better. And it's a very good microphone. And it was recommended to me, and that's the best way to find out about microphones, is to get them recommended. This is an Audio Technica microphone, and it just works. It's on my desk, it's in front of me, you can't see it, I can see it, and I can see the blue lights on, and everything's working well. So I'll post a link to my gear list shortly, and we say hello to Facebook user. Now, Facebook user, if you wish, I'll put the link in afterwards in the comments, which will enable me to see not just your name, but your image as well, because we're protected by Facebook from ourselves in some instances. And you have to give permission to BeLive to show your name and your picture. I'll give you a link after the broadcast. And we say hello to long-time friend. I'm trying to show this in the broadcast now. And I'm going to click it, and it's going to show on screen. I'll say hello to Alfredo, and Alfredo is saying hello. And the next comment coming in, and thank you for these comments, by the way. It's the comments that actually fuel the show. And can I hook more than one mic up at a time for my live streams? No, not in terms of the standard BeLive that we're sat in at the moment. Just as a query, what would be on your second mic? If you had a mixer, a USB mixer, you could plug that USB mixer into your USB port, and then you could have several different microphones. You do need an additional piece of hardware for it to work properly. Software, hardware is the best way to do it. A mixer is the way to go, additional piece of hardware, and you can spend as much as you want, really, anything from $80 up to $500, depending on how sophisticated you want it to be. If you could let me know exactly what you're trying to do with Darius, then I'll see if I can help a bit further. And back to Alfredo. And Alfredo is saying, Stephen Healy, do you have Studio 2 version for BeLive tutorials? I only use BeLive with Studio 1. Yeah, thank you for asking, Alfredo. There's a full set of tutorials on YouTube. I'll post the link afterwards, and you can go out and find the tutorials. There are 40 in all on YouTube, individual videos in individual sections. So camera, microphone, adding a guest, doing the background, all are itemized, and you can learn all about BeLive just by hopping over to YouTube. No login required. You can watch videos on YouTube without subscribing. Well, if you want to subscribe to my channel, then please do. Over to Kenyan. I use the lapel mic clipped to my shirt. It has 16-foot cord. I need to move around. Works great and the sound is clear. So that's on the second microphone front. I used to, before I got the Audio Technica mic, I had a Sony lapel mic, and it's because you're absorbing sound, you're absorbing the echo, and it works brilliantly well. It's actually recommended by Udemy. So I can second Kenyan's thoughts of actually using a lapel mic if you are going to be moving around. And over to Facebook user. And thank you for the comments. Keep the comments coming in. This is what drives the show. And can you use a green screen, Stephen? Yes, you can. Now, whilst you're listening, this is what I look like normally. Okay, this is me. And behind me is my green screen. And I use a physical green screen for better quality. If you don't have a green screen, you get a good picture. Is to have a green screen. The green screen makes all the difference, irrespective of the software you're actually using. If you've got a physical green screen behind you, you'll get a better quality picture. And I'm going to try and prove this. I'm going to switch back to the green screen picture that I was actually using, and it should come up in a second. And there it is. And the difference in quality is, you can see it. If you watch some of my friends who don't have green screens, then you'll see a difference in quality. Basically, moving your hand can be a problem if you don't have a green screen behind you. So do have a green screen. Again, the green screen is on my kit list, which is on my website. I'll put a link in afterwards. It's about $60 and it's reversible. It's green and blue, and it's transportable, so you can just squish it. And when you squish it, you can carry it around. So it goes with you. Over to D. And D's question is, wait for it to come on screen. Thank you, Stephen. I look forward to seeing your sound equipment. Yep, I'll post the link afterwards, D. Thank you for asking. Okay, and back to Kenyon. And these comments are coming in thick and fast. I thank everybody for the comments. If you ask me a question I don't know the answer to, then I'll find out and I'll post the reply later. So if I miss your comment or I don't answer your comment directly, I will do later. And if I need help from somebody, I'll ask. And Kenyon is saying you'll get feedback if you do. Everyone will need. Oh, wait a minute. I've missed a question. Yeah. If Kenyon's saying you'll get feedback if you do, everyone with a headset, headphones for output, and definitely will need a mic mixer, like he's saying, to control the input. So this is the multiple mic situation, and you've got to be aware of the feedback, as Kenyon says, and you do need a mixer, a physical mixer of some description. Okay, and keeping on with the comments, thank you. And we say hello to my good friend, Gospel. Hello, Gospel. Nice to see you. Brilliant. Okay, so everybody's joining in, which is what I enjoy. I mean, I do so look forward to these broadcasts on a Tuesday in the BeLive group. It's like everybody getting together and having a chat. And I can just sit here and I can answer your questions. And if I know the answer, I can answer directly. If I don't, I can know somebody who does. And over to Chris. And Chris is saying, okay, waiting for Chris's, but I need to click it again. I was afraid of this. So yes, we got it. All right, okay. I have, for the first time, editing software, Camtasia. Okay. Before that, I had to make my video a live broadcast in one take. Please, how can I do that in chunks? Then I want to use the whole video in BeLive. Right, okay. Camtasia is probably the best piece of software for video editing that there is. So good choice there. Right, okay. What I would do is I would use Camtasia to record the sections, the individual sections. Let's say there are 5 sections. So you do 5 individual recordings. You then edit the recordings until you're happy with them. You can do that in Camtasia. And then you stitch them together. You put them together, a bit like sewing pieces of cloth together. But in Camtasia, you can actually drag videos into your timeline at the bottom. So first one's 5 minutes, second one 5 minutes, third one 5 minutes, fourth one 4 minutes, etc. And you sort of knit them together, and then you edit the what is now a 19-minute video until you're happy with it. And then, having got the 19-minute video, 3 5s and a 4, you can then export that video from Camtasia. And you can export it to your hard drive, you can export it to YouTube, you can export it to Google Drive. If you export it to your hard drive, then it's on your machine, so you've got a copy of it. Then go to Facebook. You don't need YouTube, you don't need Facebook, BeLive for this. Then go to Facebook, upload the video, and when it asks you to schedule the video, simply set it as a premiere. and the video will play as if it's live, and you can be sat there watching it with everybody else. You can schedule it, so you can say, right, this video is going to go live on Wednesday at 5 o'clock, and on Wednesday at 5 o'clock it will go live. You're there, you're in the comments. You can actually add comments as the video is playing, and join in with the audience. So Camtasia, 4 separate videos, 3, 5, and 4, it's up to you how long they are. Stitch them all together, create one long video, save it to your hard drive, upload it to Facebook, schedule it as a premiere, and that's it, done. So the easiest way to do it is to actually record with Camtasia, because the quality, I just want to stay with this for a moment. If you are creating a recording which you're actually going to put on Facebook, then the most reliable way of doing it is to use editing software like Camtasia, where you can record locally and you're recording to your hard drive, because you get the better quality. You can actually go HD, you can go 1920 by 1080, you're not restricted by anything at all, and you can create an HD quality video using Camtasia or Screencast-O-Matic, which is a little bit cheaper at $20 a year, and create that video locally. Both Camtasia and Screencast-O-Matic can actually edit the video and allow you to put chunks together to create a larger video. So yeah, I would say do it locally, do it on your machine. It's not BeLive connected, but you could upload the completed video to YouTube, and then on your live broadcast, as we know, on a live BeLive broadcast, you can bring that video in from YouTube and you can play it. So there you are, we've come full circle. We're actually back on BeLive and we're using a video you created with Camtasia. And over to Kenyon. And Kenyon is saying, yes, I know, I gathered as much. I love it when people actually chat amongst themselves. Over to Facebook user. All right, okay, I've lost myself in the comments. I need to scroll down. Right, so that's Kenyon's comment, and then Facebook user, I'll give you the link. Right, okay. If you do have connection problems, we are in a situation where we are at the mercy of the internet. If you are sat at your desktop and you're wired, then that's the best thing you can be, and it's the best thing for your guests to be sat at their desktop and wired. That's the best way to actually broadcast. Second best is to bring people in on mobile phones, and they're at the mercy then either of a Wi-Fi signal or a 4G signal. So connectivity is a problem. As I said on the video the other day, live video is not perfect, and it's not, and it never will be. And that's one of the joys of it, is that things happen. It's annoying when a guest can't get in, but there are things that you can do, not whilst you're live, before you go live. If you're going to have guests on your show, then please prep them, prepare them, prep them, get them ready for your show. You want them to be seen at their best. And if they're turning up 5 minutes before your broadcast begins, that ain't going to work. If they're turning up during your broadcast, that's even worse. If you know you're going to have guests on your show, get them together the day before and do a test run. Invite them on screen, make sure that they're happy on screen, make sure that they know everything works, make sure that they're not panicking. Bring them on screen the day before. It helps them, but more importantly, it helps you. You know what they're going to look like when they appear on screen. Yeah, so preparation. Internet signal, we've got to live with. One day we'll all have a superb internet signal. We're not there yet. It depends where you live. I'm out in the sticks, and my broadcast today, when I broadcast last week, I had a 5 megabit upload. Okay, 5 megabytes upload. This week, my provider has been kind to me, and I now have 7.8. In other words, in the course of a week, my broadband has improved by 50%, and it's just magical. but we've got to wait for the broadband providers to actually upgrade, and as we go forward, things will get better. I've no doubt about that. One day, everybody in the UK will have super fast cable like Mr. John Upton. And over to Gospel. Right, okay, and Gospel is, oh, wait a minute. Gospel is saying, well done for getting it. Thank you, Gospel. Right, okay, I'm going to second guess. I don't know quite. And Gospel again, Stephen is right. Thank you very much. Okay, and we say welcome to, and thank you for joining me, everybody. So welcome to, hi, Stephen. Leanne from the USA. BeLive is coming along okay. Thank you for your guidance. Well, you're most welcome. The team at BeLive work closely together to support everyone, and it's nice to hear that. And I'll pass your kind words on, Leanne, to the BeLive team. And the BeLive team lives. It started in Israel. Now it's in Kiev in Ukraine. It's in the Philippines. The most important part is the marketing part is in the Philippines. It's in the USA. It's in the UK. And it's a truly global operation. And people are manning everything 24/7. And there are a lot of wonderful things coming down the pipeline. Just stick around. Okay, and over to Leanne said, and Chris is saying, and thank you, Chris, saying thank you so much. You're most welcome. And over to Kenyon. And Kenyon is saying, internet connections, bandwidth, speeds, and other internet related stuff is what it'll be. Right, okay. Kenyon, if you want to drop a link to your podcast tonight, please do. Anything that we learn about internet speeds and how to improve our internet speed, how to improve our connection is good. So Kenyon, please do drop a link to your broadcast in the comments now, and I will show it on screen. Okay, and thank you, Kenyon. Right, and more comments coming in, and okay, and over to Kenyon for another comment. And Kenyon is saying, I've upgraded to a gigabit speed this week. I'm going. See, I said that some people get an amazing internet speed, and Kenyon's got a gigabit. Can we come and live? Where are you? That would be superb. If everybody had that sort of speed, then we wouldn't have any problems at all. Okay. Now, whilst the questions take a rest for a moment, I'm going to hide something which is on my screen. I'm going to hide it, and I'm going to go to live selling. And I mentioned a few minutes ago when we started this broadcast that live selling is for selling, but it also works for us. And if I want to give you the link to my website, I only need to do this, and I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm actually going to live selling. I'm clicking back. I'm coming down. You can't see what I'm doing, but I can. I'm going over there, and it's much faster in real time. I'll just click that, and I'm going to show it on screen. Okay, so you're going to see two of me in a moment, and it will come up on screen. I'm sure it will. Yes, it has. Okay. And it's going to be next to me in a second. I love it when it works. So I'm going to take solo off. There you are. I'm going to swivel. Right, okay. Next to me, possibly. It's back to me again. Just a minute. I've got a slow reaction here. Just a second. It's usually about this time in the show that everything starts to go haywire. Right, on that side of me, you can see me, but at the same time as that appeared on screen, okay, and I'm dropping down the comments here, this appeared in the comments as well, which gives you a link to my website. So simply by displaying that picture, I was able to post a link to my website so that you can go and check it out after this broadcast. And it's important to have a website. It is so important to have a website. I started this 2 months ago, and it's now everything I do goes through the website at some point because people can actually see it. Case in point, I'm going to show this on screen. I'm going to put it full screen. Okay, I was honored when AirDroid asked me to do a review of their software. And I did a 4-minute review of their software because I'd done 2 videos which are on YouTube about how to use AirDroid. AirDroid saw the 2 videos and approached me 2 weeks ago and said, would you do a review of our software, be the first ever reviewer to be published on the AirDroid website, on the AirDroid webpage? And of course, I said, yes, I'm quite happy to do that. And this is the way live broadcasting works. Because if I hadn't been live broadcasting, if I hadn't had a YouTube channel, if I hadn't had a website, then I wouldn't have got noticed. And we're doing this live video, and just hide that now because I've done my advert. We're doing live video, not just to, I'm waiting for this to come back. We're doing live video basically to meet people, and I always enjoy meeting everybody here each week. And the second thing we're doing it for is so that people can find us. And it's the being found bit that takes time. You're not going to get found overnight. I quite often get the question, how can I make money out of live video? Well, you can't make money out of live video until you've done live video. And by doing live video, I mean broadcasting consistently every week about a topic that people want to come and watch. Then you can get sponsors, then you can get people interested. But until you've got a presence, which you've created, then it's not going to work. Let's go back to the comments. And I'm just going to shrink down. Okay, and I'm going to go to this comment, which is by Kenyon. All right, and Kenyon is in Loganville, 35 miles east of Georgia in the USA. Thank you for that. And if you missed it, there's the link to my website, which you can go and check out afterwards. And you'll also find on my website, you'll find the gear list as well. So the gear list is actually physically on my website, and you can take a look at it and check it out. So thank you for your questions. If you're watching live, thank you. I'm looking forward to more questions actually coming in. Now, if I look pink today, it's because in the UK today, outside, it's 33 degrees. And in the UK, 33 degrees is a very high temperature. We've got record temperatures at the moment. We'll have for the next few days. And living in the UK, we're more used to it raining and being windy than we are to the sunshine. So we're taking, by the time we've adjusted to this heat, we'll be ready for it. And by the time we've adjusted, it'll be gone. That's just the way of things. Okay, right, I want to check something. If I bring this back up on screen, I'm just testing, so thank you. I want to see whether it's actually going to post David's link again. That would be interesting if it does. So I'll take David off the screen and come back to me. Okay, so has it posted David's link again? No, it hasn't. Oh, wait a minute. There you go. Every time that I bring David's picture up on screen, you get a link to his show. This is a great way of promoting things. Use the live selling to promote your future events. Basically, it's just, it rocks. All right, and over to Kenyon. And Kenyon saying, when doing your podcast live stream, the upload speed is the most important. I agree with that, totally true. And the download is not that important unless you're playing something from the internet in your stream. Very true. And now that BeLive can play YouTube videos, the need to actually play something live in your stream disappears, because you're actually just relaying it from YouTube to the BeLive servers, which is the preferred way of doing things. If you're uploading video from your own site, that works, but the best way is to put all your videos onto YouTube, pop the link into your studio, and you know then that you're not putting extra load on your processor or on your internet. The more you ask BeLive to do, the more it will do, and the less your machine has to do. And we're working towards everything being on the machine. Now, talking of everything and talking of updates, earlier this week, there's a new widget, which I'm sure you actually want to see. Okay, and I'm going to click it again. Just bear with me a second. And this will work. I know it will work. The new widget is Sticky Notes, and it's in your studio now. And it's the ability to place notes anywhere you like on the screen. So I can take that note and I can move it. I'm saying I can move it over there. Okay. Now these can be notes to you, or it can be notes to your audience. I mean, I could put in there Blabbing for Britain, 10 a.m. Thursday, or Stephen and Fon's 12 p.m. on Friday. There are all sorts of things you can do, and you can actually duplicate the post-it notes so that you can have more than one post-it note on screen, and you can position them where you want on screen. Now, we all learn from each other, and I was watching Molly Mahoney the other day, and she came up with this neat trick, which I'll tell you about. The color of the notes that are appearing on screen is determined by the theme color that you've got. So if you'd like to have purple notes, 2 clicks and you have purple notes on screen. I hope this works. And I'm going to apply it. And there you have it. So if you go into themes and you go into colors, you can actually change the color of your notes. And I'm going to do that again just to prove it. So you can change the color of your notes, and you can have them any color that you wish. You can have them to go in with your background, and that will appear in a second. There you have it. Okay, I'm not sure what else you can change, but you can have as many post-it notes on screen as you like, and you can position them where you like. And it's going to take a little bit of practice, but it could be a note which is to you, a memo note, or it could be a note for your audience, so you can actually tell them something whilst you're broadcasting, and you can jog their memories as well as jogging yours. So you could tell them about future events, you could tell them to remind you about something. If you're doing a live show and somebody mentions a question, then you could put a reminder in there to actually answer it later in the show. If you want to put some notes up there about your guest, then you can do that as well. So all sorts of ways in which you can actually use notes. And as I said, if you go into themes and you go to the colors, you can change the color of the notes to any color. You can change it to one of the 5 colors. And as soon as you apply it, the notes will be back to the color that you actually want. Okay, over to the comments. And I say hello to Narek, hello. And Narek again is saying, nice to see you. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to widgets and I'm going to turn off the sticky notes. So sticky notes, you can turn on and off. You can have them anywhere on the screen. You can put the text in that you want. You can set it up beforehand. It remembers what you've typed. Easy to use. Just do it. Okay, so you can use that in any broadcast. And as we've just demonstrated, It's just so flexible and easy to use, and you're in charge. So we've got hello again, and hello, Narek. And I think we've got a correction. So thank you for joining me, and thank you for watching. Right, something I do want to go on, because I always have, I know I love broadcasting into the BeLivers group and answering your questions, but like every reasonable broadcaster, I do have a plan B, and that plan B consists of an agenda. Now, agenda at the very least should have a list of items you actually want to cover. David Burrows and I, who broadcast 12 p.m. Mondays, used to have an agenda. And the thing is that we started off with an agenda with about 10 items in it, and we only ever covered 4 or 5 of them. Then we only ever covered 2 or 3. So now we actually run without an agenda and just actually play off. But every now and then, it is nice to have an agenda you can call on whilst waiting for the next question. So belatedly, let's use the agenda, shall we? And hopefully this will work. That got show item here, and I'm trying my best to show the item. Okay. Right. I shouldn't have done that. Back to me. If you've got any questions, I'm not going to try that. I'm going to close that that bit. This is live video. Okay, now, Kenyon, I've got two things. I've got a limit as to what I can show on screen. And the other limit I've got is your comments in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. I can't see it, literally. So I can read the first part so people get the gist. Long comments just don't work. For those who are looking for an affordable green screen for less than $10, I actually have 3 of these merged together in a temporary live stream setup behind me in the living room now. Right, okay, if you go and watch Kenyon's show later tonight, he'll not only cover the broadband issue, but he'll actually be covering how to create your own green screen, which is very handy. And I love the fact about the live broadcasting community, everybody supports each other, and it's always been that way since the days of Blabs. It's 5 years since live broadcasting took off. It started with Blab, which was 4 people on screen, and you had a room full of people, but it didn't broadcast anywhere. Then Facebook introduced Facebook Live, and then came BeLive in October 2016. And here we are in August 2020. And if you compare the video from 2015 to today, you would see a difference. We're getting very close to being high definition. We can do that on YouTube. Who knows what's going to happen in the next few weeks. That's talking of YouTube. This broadcast is also live on YouTube, and you can watch it there as well. And that YouTube is probably better quality because it is HD on YouTube. So there you are. Okay, so where do we go from here? If you've got questions about live video, if you've got questions about BeLive, about live broadcasting, about Wiltshire, I'm here to answer your questions. And I'd like to say thank you to everybody who's watching live at the moment, but especially to, as I click the link down, Ladarius for liking the show, and to everybody who's watching now. Thank you. It's a beautiful sunny day in the UK, and I wish I could say I was sat in an air-conditioned office, but I'm not. There is no air conditioning. Right, okay. So if you do catch the show tonight with Kenyon, he will be telling you how you can create your own green screen. If you wish, I know that Brigitte has created a green screen of her own as well. So homespun is good, and it works. It simply works. Just having a green screen behind you improves the quality of whatever you're doing. And I just want to go to one of my favorite photos and just change my background, because the thing is you can actually switch backgrounds. And I'm just going to go to that one, or should I go to this one? Okay, and you can use any background. Okay, I'm not sure this one is. Just a minute. I've gone down a. I don't want to go there. I want to go there. Okay, and this photograph is special. This is Staines in Middlesex, which is pretty close to Heathrow Airport. Heathrow Airport is a few miles down the road, and Staines is in its flight path. But this photograph was given to me by Karinda Singh, who's been broadcasting with us since the days of BeLive and has become a very good friend. So every time I show this photo, I just give a shout out to Karinda. If you see Karinda about Facebook, about YouTube, about Twitch, then do say hello to him. He helps broadcasters all around the globe, and he does so consistently without fear or favor. And we say hello to Duran. And Duran, welcome to the show. Right, okay. Question is, can you use a green screen without need for third-party software? Now, as I've been explaining since January 2019, I use XSplit VCam, which is $40. And that software, it's a one-off payment. It's not a recurring payment. $40 buys you XSplit VCam, and that's not an affiliate link. It's just the way it is. I bought this, as I say, in January 2019, and it's still working today, and it improves every single time I use it. They seem to update it regularly every month. Right. So I'm happy with the technology I've got, but all I can say, Duran, is in light of a comment by John Singley, which is in BeLivers, watch this space. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything other than watch this space, and you may. There's so many wonderful things about to happen on BeLive. Now is a good time to be involved with the BeLive, to be on the Proud Plan. All sorts of things coming down the pipeline, one of which you're watching today. And it's just the way that BeLive are actually focused on improving the software so that we get, what's the phrase on bang, we get more power out of the system. This is probably the most powerful system that there is for live broadcasting, with 4 people on screen going to Facebook and YouTube. Down the road, we do know there's going to be RTMP, which opens up a whole new avenue to actually broadcast to. But for the moment, we've got the 2, and it just works. The thing I love about BeLive is that we don't actually see the software until BeLive know it works. And I watch daily tests of the enhancements that are going to be available soon, and I'm just blown away by it. But I can't tell you. You just have to trust me. Trust me that things are in train to well, it's certainly later this quarter, early next quarter. There will be leaps and bounds in the way that BeLive operates. So all I can say, Duran, just to show your comment again, is to watch this space. And thank you for watching today, and thank you for your comment. Okay, as we scroll down, I'm melting. I know it looks beautiful in the picture behind me, but I'm physically melting. I've got lights either side of me. I'm just going to give you a demonstration now. Okay, this is practical. I've got side lights next to me, and they are, what can I say? The side light next to me are giving off some heat. So I've switched the side lights off because I was literally melting. Now, the thing about that is that the picture quality now will be not be quite as good because I don't have the side lights on, but I should still be able to do that. Now, if you can do that with your green screen software, then it's darn good software, because that is the acid test of any green screen software. If you can see 10 fingers now, that's what all green screen software houses are actually aiming for, is the ability to not to tear at the sides, but to be able to see your hands when they move. Okay. And that's why I use XSplit. It's quite simply the best. And I'm using a version of XSplit, which you can check out, which is XSplit PTR. And this is the beta release of the software. In other words, it's not a public release. You're actually taking on trust that things may go wrong occasionally. But with the PTR system, the definition of my hands and my face is better than it's ever been on a green screen. And I've just switched my side lights off and everything's still working. So green screens, I use green screens, one, because I don't want to show you the same background every time that I broadcast. And two, because I'm able to zoom off using the green screen to anywhere in the world. And I'm going to try this one. That one doesn't want to play. So I'm just looking for a green screen, and I'll go there. Okay, so I'm back. My green screen is gone, but I'm still here.